All right, YouTube, day 9. Coffee's brewing. See the steam coming out of the coffee right there? Claudia's awake.
Nice.
And he's trying to work on some software to connect. One of the problems we're having is our upstairs. That's what we're going to work on this morning, is our controls for upstairs. But also, we don't have depth down here, so he's going to see if he can get, that right there screen so that we have depth down here, which is going to be awesome. We didn't have that yesterday, so we need that while we're driving the boat because it's not on this chart plotter right here. Also, we found the little hook for the anchor. Matter of fact, we got out this morning and installed that, so that when we pull the anchor up, it goes into its little slot. And we got a lot last night. What happened? Explain what happened, Claudia. Sound loud.
Okay, alarm sounds 3 a.m. Paul jumped to the helm to run the engines, wake me up. I grabbed outside. There were some winds, raining, so I grabbed a jacket, went to take out the anchor because we were dragging really, really fast, very close to a boat. So it was a very crazy night.
Yeah, it was a crazy...
Very good learning though. I appreciate the learning, always being optimistic and positive about things, So it was a nice experience to learn how you handle that situation, when...
Because we were parked up there next to that boat right there, and our anchor came loose and 30 knots of wind. It was raining, and then we ended up moving. Now it's pitch black out. We can't see anything, and we just came over here to this anchorage, which is close to where we were at, but we're over here by ourselves, so we can kind of let out our line, and we don't have to worry about hitting another boat. So, but we had to do that in the pitch black of the dark. So he got to learn a little bit what to do. When that anchor alarm goes off, you jump, you run, you start figuring it out real quick. And last night, after we went to bed, it went off again, but we weren't moving. It was just kind of went right out of its perimeter. So I just set the perimeter for another 10 feet, and then we never left our anchorage after that. You can see right here, that is our anchorage right there. And right here, we got a little bit close once, and the alarm went off again last night, but I just came up, checked it, and everything was fine. But when I got up and I saw the boat actually moving through the anchorage, I go, oh no, this is not what we want. So I immediately fired up the engines and then just pushed the boat forward. And then Claudia had to go upstairs and pull the anchor. One of the things that we're missing too is we only have one anchor control to pull the anchor up, and it's upstairs. So he bought a little kit, a remote kit. I think every boater should do it. He bought a remote kit where he's going to have 2 remote controls, and he can work it from any station, anywhere. He can work it from the downstairs station, upstairs station. He can go out front there and work it. And so that'll show up Wednesday, right, Claudia?
Yes.
Yeah, it'll be here Wednesday, and that's going to be super, super, super cool. Little feature for him. Big chore this morning is going to be to adjust this shifter so that we have upstairs, so we can drive the boat from up here. And I think we're going to go find a fuel dock. We want to throw about 20 gallons. I'm going to switch the tank so that we're only running off of the port tank, so that we can get to try and even off the weight of the boat. And then we need to find some hydraulic fluid, and then I think we're gonna go start looking for an anchorage, a better anchorage. Look at this though, it is beautiful here. Look at those two, those are just, look at the size of those yachts. It's massive. And so like I said last night, we were anchored. Look at the island in back of us. We were anchored right next to that sailboat. And when I woke up, we were being pulled into that boat right there. We were probably within 100 feet of that boat right there. And I started the engines and went forward, and then we had to come up around that sailboat and then come back over in here. And it's all easy, but it's not when it's pitch black out. Okay, so this is the problem right here. There's two positions to put this rod in, and I had it on the inside position. It needed to be on the outside position. So that was a pretty easy fix this morning on the shifter, so we should have control of the boat again from up on top, which is going to be a huge benefit for today. And most of these kids today, Claudia, they can't. I mean, you're a computer nerd, and you can operate a screwdriver and a wrench and all that stuff. We don't have that in the U.S. that's other countries.
I was the handyman in my house as well, you know. So.
Oh, you were?
Yes, I was the handyman. If something breaks, you know, they don't call my parents or anyone. My
No, they call you.
Yeah, and they still do it, you know. So they lost me.
And you figure it out.
Yes, I try to figure it out.
You're good, because those skills are going to come in very useful on a boat. So we're going to divide and conquer. You're going to deal with the dinghy.
Yes.
And then I'm going to go fix that fuel line, and so that we can burn fuel off of, we want to burn fuel off of our, try and burn all the fuel we can off the port tank today.
No, it's starboard side.
Yes, sorry, starboard side. And then, so we can kind of try and level the boat off.
Yes.
So and then, that's what I'm going to go work on right now.
Okay.
And then you're going to, he's going to pull the water out of the dinghy. Maybe he'll air the dinghy up, pull the water out, and then he's going to add one more safety line on it, because I told him that I have lost my dinghy several times in the past. So to avoid that, just add another safety line on there. It's actually happened to me twice, believe it or not. At some point, put a transfer pump between the two tanks. So that feeds the port ray core, that feeds the starboard ray core. You can see it right here. But this has a one-way check valve in it, so it's stopping fuel. So what I'm going to do is just change out this line. I'm going to put just a new hose. We picked it up the other day, and I'm just going to run it from here to here. Then what I'm going to do is shut the fuel off to this tank right here, and that way we're burning all the fuel off of this port tank. And then today when we go to the gas station, we're going to add about 20 gallons to this fuel tank, and hopefully get this list in the boat to list right. And then he can manage that by turning fuel on and off, is the way he's going to have to do that. All right, so you can kind of see I put my pad up here. I'm just going to cut my hose, and then I'll unscrew this, put my new hose on. Both fuel tanks are shut off right now. I've got everything off. May as well even shut this little guy off. And all my valves are off right now. So I am going to leak a little bit of fuel, but not too much. For big horsepower engines, we couldn't do this. But you can see this is my fuel line right here. And that goes into the ray core, goes over to here, and it feeds that. So what I can do now is I can shut off the fuel. I shut the fuel off to this tank, to the port tank, and I turn the fuel on to the starboard tank. All the fuel running from here, from the starboard tank, will come through here, over to here, and it'll feed both of these ray cores and the generator. So we're burning all the fuel off of this starboard tank. And then, and we're gonna add about 20, 30 gallons to this port tank and try and get this list out of the boat. Buddy, I'm done with my chores. And I'll show you what I did. But right now we should be drawing fuel for both engines and the generator off the starboard tank.
Great.
And then what I do want to take you down there and kind of just show you real quick before we get going what I did.
Okay, thanks.
It was an old rotten fuel line anyway. It needed to be replaced.
Okay.
So now, and that fuel pump that was on there, I just stuck it in the trash can. Claudia, so I want you to kind of do this all on your own today, and I want you to go check your oil in your starboard and your port engine. Okay. And then I'm going to try and let you go off the hook by yourself now that we have the upstairs station working. Let you pull the anchor up and put it, and get the boat going by yourself and see if you can do it. Okay. Check. Remember, each one needed about a little, like a quart. So let's see if it's changed any from, because yesterday was our longest run. We did 30 miles.
This is below minimum where it was before as well.
About where it was or below?
No, about what it was before.
Okay,
But
go ahead.
below minimum though.
Okay, and then tomorrow we'll add those fluids.
Okay.
Check
Let me
this
check
side.
The forward one. Yes.
Yep.
This is always here. Nice.
Perfect.
On. put down the anchor alarm.
Okay,
Start
and
with this engine over here.
yeah, it does. Yep, either one. Go ahead.
This is better because doesn't have an alarm. It gets shut off.
Yeah. Okay, I agree.
Put it down there.
Okay.
That one go up, nice and smoothly. And the other one up, exactly.
Now you got to switch. Yeah, there you go.
After now, green.
Okay.
Running. I think we can just go after now.
Yeah, let's go.
Slow.
I'm just nice and slow. Here's your green, so I'm gonna guess that's 25 feet. Oh, that was sexy.
I'm gonna leave it there, put the nut down. I don't have any boat close to. Pressure.
Yeah, so we'll let him pass. Wow, look at that thing. That thing is nice. And then great job with the anchor. I would just not mess with that safety clip just until, do you know what I'm saying? Like you're in the channel basically. I would have got the boat under control and just went, if that makes sense.
I feel like it will go. Nice. Now I put down at least. More. Okay, that's good. I'm gonna put it to the one side as you teach me. I think we're good. 3.5 feet depth.
So we made it over to the fuel dock. We're gonna take on some fuel and fill up our water tank. Claudia's first time in the ocean, so now I want him to come out here and just kind of feel the swell. He's got his preserver on.
Yeah, of course. Safety always first.
Take it up to it. Yeah, right around there. That should be good. Now today's a very calm day, but you feel the difference. Do you know what I'm saying? Like you're much more roly-poly. It's a little sexy, isn't it?
Yes.
I know you're not a big fan of them, but man, they are just beautiful coming in and out of the water. Just gorgeous. So coming back into the channel, I'm going to look for a couple different anchorages here. Just look at kind of all of our options. We got to stage ourselves. We got to go grab some parts tomorrow. And I want to do some docking. He learned a lot today, and we got a lot of things done on, like just having that anchor to where we can manage the anchor now is amazing. But the boat, his boat skills have to improve, or he's gonna have a rough time. Anyway, we're gonna go down here, check out some of these anchorages. Claudia's making sandwiches right now, so we can have some sandwiches as we're looking for a good anchorage. Claudia's heading on his first dinghy adventure. He's gonna go over to the dinghy dock and see how much trouble we're really in. We just checked the Uber over to get the RV. It's about $46, and then tomorrow I'm gonna go pick that up, and then we'll then Claudia can take him over to Walmart or something like that one last time. All right, guys. End of day 9. And we had a very, very productive day today. We got a lot of chores done. We've got the upstairs helm all working. We've got depth in both locations now because he can use a repeater. And just a bunch of everything. I think we even figured out our autopilot. We're going to mess with that tomorrow before I leave.
And the hydraulic fluid leak.
We figured out the hydraulic fluid. We figured out a lot of different things on the boat. And now we just hooked up the hammock. I'm going to show you my view here. We got super yachts and not so super yachts. Anyway, we are out of here tomorrow. We got to do a few more things to do for Claudia. And then he's just going to wait for his weather window. And he's going to head over to the Bahamas and start this. It's really not that far. He's only going, I did the check on it. He's going like 1,600 miles. I'll be curious to see, because right now I plan on catching up with him in Puerto Rico. If he ever lets me back on the boat. I lost my shit last night in the storm, and so we'll see. Anyway, we'll see what happens. But I'm going to tell you right now, this is a disclaimer. This is not for anybody. It is very dangerous out there. It is an open ocean. He is not going in the intercoastal. And, you know, my favorite is out in the ocean, but it's a different beast out there. And today he did get a little taste of it. What'd you think of it, Claudia? Hold on.
With so much adrenaline, but you can see that it's not intercoastal.
Yeah, it's definitely a different ride, isn't it? And
especially getting out, you know, you have a very, very high wave.
yeah, and the intercoastal is just it's just flat and calm, you know, for the most part. Even when the wind's blowing, it's not too bad. You know what I'm saying? Yes. But out there, what you have in that Atlantic right there is you have that swell, that Atlantic swell, and you got to add that in there. And when you do that, and then you throw some wave height on top of that, you know, like I said, we went over our wave heights. We've done a lot of stuff over the last few days. You know, and yesterday we went over the charts and what a good weather window looks like. Have a little team around you, and you know, ask them. Just ask opinions and look at the locals, you know, and stuff like that. It's the best advice I can give you.
Thanks.
But I think you're gonna do. You know, by the time you get over to Bimini and then hit a few islands and make it around the Abacos there, that'll be a good little run for you. You're not too far off the U.S. coast. And then by then you'll be able to, you know, work your way around over there to Nassau, and then you'll have basically, you know, I think you still have another month to go before you can just bail on over to the U.S. or keep going to Grenada. Yeah. But I think you're gonna. I think the boat's gonna be okay mechanically. Your Ford Lehman engines will get you there. I think you carry plenty of fuel. We learned how to manage the fuel a little bit today. And for leveling the boat off, we got that list out of the boat. It's been a really, really nice day. Anyway, very productive today. We're gonna wish Claudia the best, and hopefully we'll all support him. And we will. Are you gonna start a Facebook page?
Yes,
or?
a YouTube channel. I want to start.
Okay, he's gonna start a YouTube channel, so he'll give us the link when he does, and we will see him in Puerto Rico, probably 90 days, 3 months?
Yeah, of course.
Somewhere around there. And then there's a crossing over there that I'll probably go do it with them. So if I go do it, I'm going to spend a week with them. I'm not going to go over there for a few days. I'll go over there for 1 week and really enjoy the trip and see some of the islands myself. Anyway, peace out. Again, tomorrow we'll do our last video. And I hope you guys are enjoying these. You know, like Claudia, for me, he's a young man, and he has a big dream. And we'll see what happens. I think he's going to be fine, though. I think he got an old boat, but I think it's the right boat for what he needs, for what his needs are.